You guys have no idea how this has changed the game for me, okay? And I want to give you the tea, I want to give you the 411, because of course, if I'm going to find something that's helpful, I'm passing that information along to you guys as well. Back to Elevation 44, where we learn how to master our energy, and we do that through 3 main areas: spiritual alchemy, astrology, and holistic living. It's your girl B. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome! Welcome. So happy to have you with us today, and you're in for a real treat because I'm talking about something that has changed my life. Now, I previewed this a little bit in my last video where I talked about a couple of tips for dealing with spiritual ascension. I linked that video somewhere up here if you want to go ahead and check that out. But today we're talking all about lucid dreaming. What is lucid dreaming? Why is it important to lucid dream, especially as we're on this journey, okay? So I am going to get right into the information, but before I do that, I'm drinking our Lucid Dreams tea, and I have the products back here, but Lucid Dreams tea is amazing. I'll tell you a little bit more about it later, but of course, if I'm talking about lucid dreaming, I'm drinking Lucid Dreams tea, okay? So let's get right into the information. So first things first, what is lucid dreaming? Now, some of you have heard of this term, some of you, this term is brand new to you, but lucid dreaming in very, very simple terms is being fully aware while you're in your dream state. So just like when you're awake during the day, your mind gives you the ability to be very aware and direct all of your actions and thoughts and everything like that. That's the same thing that happens in your dream state when you lucid dream. So you're actively aware of what's happening in your dreams, and you're able to direct your thoughts, your actions, and even the course of the dream. So why is lucid dreaming important, especially as we navigate this spiritual journey? Well, there are several reasons why lucid dreaming is important, but I'm gonna highlight the first because this one I believe is the most important, and it's to gain knowledge and wisdom about who we are, why we're here, and what this entire experience is about. Now, to fully grasp this, you have to understand that when we go to sleep, that is our soul's primary mode of transportation, okay, into the other worlds, into the other realms. Now, when we go to bed, our avatar, our human avatar, our body is resting, it goes to sleep. Our conscious mind also clicks off, right? It goes into rest mode. And this is when our subconscious mind becomes the most active, okay? Research does show that the subconscious mind, and you can look this up yourself, that the subconscious mind is way more powerful than our conscious mind, okay? The subconscious mind controls everything that we do. We think it's our conscious mind controlling what we do, but it's really our subconscious mind that is controlling everything that we do. The job of the conscious mind is really to filter out everything that we experience, right? It's like a filter for us. Whereas the subconscious mind doesn't filter anything. It really absorbs everything, even if you don't think it's absorbing it. With that said, accessing a high level of knowledge is much easier to do while you're in your dream state because that subconscious mind is not filtering out the experience, is absorbing everything. Now, I only say easier because it is possible to gain access to this information without going into the dream world. But it is much harder to do because you have to be really advanced in your spiritual practice in order to get to some of these places that I'm about to get into. So while it is possible to get this information and to do these things without being in the dream state, I will say it is much easier to do it while you're in the dream state because we have the advantage of our subconscious mind. All right, so I'm going to be looking down at my notes because I don't want to miss anything here, but I'm going to get into some of the ways to get access to knowledge and wisdom and that higher level of information that we're all looking for, okay? So the first is the Akashic Records, okay? The Akashic Records is known by several names: the Book of Life, the Hall of Records, whatever term that you've come across, it's all talking about the same thing. This is just basically a library system that has recorded or holds every single thought, every single experience, every single word, every single event, okay, that has happened in pretty much human history, okay? So it's just kind of like a records bank of everything that has happened, past, present, and future, okay? So this is a very, very, very vital thing to try to access while you're in the dream state. So while you're lucid dreaming, one of your main goals is to be going into the Akashic records because it holds so many answers. Okay, so the second main piece of information that I would say that you would want to try to access while you're lucid dreaming is information on your past lives. The Akashic records can help with that because, again, it's that entire record system. So yes, if you're going into the Akashic records, you can find information on your past lives. But the reason why we want to dive into putting the pieces together of our past life history is because we want to actually see like how we've evolved through the many lifetimes. What are the things that we've learned, okay? What are the things that we have yet to learn? What are the things that we're here to still master in this lifetime and maybe going forward? It also highlights a lot of things about your current experience, like some of your strengths that you're pulling from, previous lifetimes, and some of your weaknesses, some of the things that you missed the mark on. So learning your past life history is super, super important. I'll also say with the whole past life thing, it can also show you or highlight why certain people are in your life right now and how they've actually been with you through many, many lifetimes, and like what their role is in your life right now and what their role has been in your past lives. So a lot of the times we are connected to the same souls, to the same spirit tribe over many, many lifetimes, and it will highlight that as well. The third thing that's very beneficial to do while you're in the dream world, when you're in terms of getting knowledge, is communicating with the spirit world, okay? And I'm talking about your ancestors, I'm talking about the angels, the ascended masters, your spirit guides, everyone in that spirit world, you can communicate with them. Now, the reason why it's easier to do this while you're lucid dreaming is because we don't have that conscious mind, right? That conscious mind is now sleeping. So we don't have our conscious mind trying to filter out or block certain things that we may perceive as unrealistic in our waking life, right? So in the dream world, it's a lot different, and that subconscious, again, doesn't put up those types of barriers that the conscious mind does. So that's why it's easier to talk to, or communicate with different spirits while you're in the dream state. Now, this also gives us lots of information about ourselves. They can pass on information about family history. Again, just like going into the Akashic records, they can give you a lot of information on things that have happened in the past, the things that happened in the present, and things that are going to be happening in the future. And this is great for breaking curses. This is great for, figuring out and navigating, exactly what your purpose is. It's to help you. The information is to help you, but it's also to help others. It's to help the greater humanity. So the fourth way to gain knowledge while you're lucid dreaming is traveling to other planets, okay? You can, yes, it's much easier. I know that people can astral project in meditation all the time, go into the astral world, go to different planets, talk to different beings. But again, you have to be pretty advanced in your spiritual practice to get there. You can go to other planets, see how things are going on there, see how the bigger picture is connected, what's going on there, how is it connected to what's going on here, what are the beings like there, having conversations with the beings, seeing what's going on. Again, it's all about putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, so the fifth way to gain access to knowledge while lucid dreaming is traveling to alternate realities. So yes, you can travel to other planets, but we can travel to alternate realities as well. Some of you know it as parallel universes, the multiverse, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. So many, even myself included, believe that time is just a construct for what we're currently in. So outside of this, it really doesn't exist. So past, present, future are all happening at the same time, okay? So traveling into an alternate reality can give you huge insight. There are many movies and TV shows that kind of go into this theory if you want to understand what I'm talking about. One that I would really recommend is The Man in the High Castle, and that show is on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna just pop a little graphic right here so you know what I'm talking about. But this show is amazing because it starts off one way and you think it's about one thing and it's actually about something completely different. But it really shows this theory in a really, I think, in a way that you can wrap your mind around. So if you have time to check that out, please look at that. I do want to say that sometimes when we go to these alternate realities while we're in our dream state, we are not allowed to bring certain information back, and it's for our protection. And the reason why is because it will change the trajectory of our experience here in a not beneficial way. So it's not going to be beneficial to us. It's not going to be in a positive way. So sometimes we're not allowed to take that information, and remember exactly what we experienced there as a protection to us. Okay. And I will say that I have recently had an experience like that where I did travel to an alternate reality of the earth construct in a different dimension, and it was interesting, but I was wiped. I remember making the decision to consciously go and experience that. I remember my guide being with me. And I remember being given a choice. Do you want to go see this? Do you want to go see this alternate reality? Because this is going to help you make an impact here in your current reality in a better way. So all that information that I know that I downloaded while I was there was to help our current state here. And I mean, it was a beautiful experience, guys. Like, I went over there. I don't remember any details. All I walked away with was it was so different than it was here, but it was so much better. It gave me, when I came out of that dream, I had so much hope and optimism. And your girl is not, I mean, I'm optimistic in a lot of ways, but I'm not one of those like super optimistic people. Like, I'm pretty balanced, and I can, I usually can pull out both sides, right? But I left with so much optimism after having that dream. And I know I was not able to take that information out because consciously it would be destructive or change my trajectory in a way that was not beneficial. Like, I could, die an early death, or, certain things could happen as a result of the information I'm taking out of there. But I know that subconsciously, everything that I experienced was downloaded. So that stuff is going to play out in the way that I make my choices here. It's going to play out in the way that I have an impact here. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. But again, always do your own research on this. I'm not the only person talking about this. There have been others who have talked about this very same thing. And I really believe that it is a very smart protection mechanism for us. So if you cannot remember when you go to these other realities, do not be alarmed and do not be frustrated. So now that we've kind of wrapped up the knowledge piece of lucid dreaming, what are some of the other benefits of lucid dreaming? Now, one other great benefit is dream continuation and going into layers or different layers of the dream. So if you've seen the movie Inception, okay, popping another graphic in, the movie Inception really goes into this concept very well. I know a lot of you probably have seen this movie. Maybe it's been a while since you last seen it, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you haven't seen it in a while, go watch it, okay? These concepts don't come out of the thin air. They're actually coming from a place of truth. It is possible to go many layers down into the dream, and it's possible to wake up, go back to sleep, and continue a dream right where you left off. I've done both, okay? I was successful at continuing a dream 3 nights in a row, and it was very beneficial to me because I was actually looking for information in those dreams. I was trying to put together pieces of a puzzle and trying to solve something that I know that would help with my experience here on Earth. So that was very, very beneficial when I was able to like continue the dream for 3 nights in a row. I also have been very successful now in, you know, waking up, if I have to wake up and go to the restroom, or if I wake up for whatever reason, able to fall right back asleep and pick up where I left off. And let me tell you, I've come a long way, because I was the person who couldn't even remember what was happening in my dreams, okay? I've also been very successful in going in down, you know, another layer. So I've only made it successfully 2 layers down into a dream, but it showed me that the whole thing, the whole concept of inception is real. It's true, right? Because you can go down a couple layers in the dream, but you have to really build up that muscle. You have to continue to master the art of lucid dreaming and able to direct your dreams in order to like trigger that to go down another level. Another important thing that lucid dreaming will help you do is to fend off attacks, psychic attacks, spiritual attacks. Like, if you guys think that we're only being manipulated and attacked and sucked dry while we're awake, you guys have no idea. It's 10 times worse when you're sleeping, because they assume the average person is not very aware, right? The average person is going to sleep and pretty much shutting down, right? Their avatar shutting down, their conscious mind shutting down, and they don't know how to lucid dream. So you're like ripe for the picking, because your conscious mind is the, you know, the part of you that can see what's coming while you're awake, right? And fend off attacks and block things. But if your conscious mind is also asleep and you haven't learned how to lucid dream to help your subconscious mind do that for you, then it's a fair game. They're about to get your ass. And that's exactly what they do while you're sleeping. They are like literally draining you dry. We got energy vampires. We got negative spirits. Some of you are getting raped, you know, in your sleep. You're getting raped in your sleep. You're getting beaten up in your sleep. You're getting drained dry. Like, they are sucking your chi, your energy. And it's no wonder that a lot of you go to sleep, and no matter how many hours you sleep, you wake up tired. Another thing they do is that they'll use you to get into certain places, like, right, the Akashic records, talking to some of the information, getting some of the information from your ancestors and some of the spirits in the spirit world, and just getting into different places, finding different puzzles, pieces of the puzzle, and putting things together. They'll get that information from you. They'll get you to do that work, and then they'll wipe your memory so you have no recollection of what you dreamed of. And they'll take that information, you don't remember it, but now they've got it, okay? And to use and do whatever they will with it. So if you think that the Matrix is only attracting you when you're awake, you are sorely mistaken, because they are going ham while you're asleep. And that's why they're pushing so many sleep aids and so many things that completely knock you out, so you are ripe for the picking when you are asleep. So please, please, please learn how to lucid dream to protect yourself, okay? And right now, I'm gonna wrap this video up because I feel like it's getting a little lengthy, but I'm going to do a part 2 to this, and I'm gonna give you some tips on how you can protect yourself and some of the ways that you can really help yourself like develop that lucid dreaming muscle so you can master this art, because I want you guys to be able to lucid dream every single night. It's that important, okay? So part 2 of this video, stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and I'm so excited to get into the next part of the video. You guys, like, this is a game changer, absolute game changer. So thank you again for watching, which I already said. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, share with somebody that you think that would find this information helpful. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe below, okay? See you in the next video.